Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm your brother Tanweer and you're watching Candid Talk. Before we begin this video, let me tell you two things. The first thing is that this video is completely research based. So if you have any objection to it, you can do your independent research. And second thing is that neither the Saudi government nor any Saudi person has funded us for this video. It is only because of our love and affection towards the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and as a Muslim we felt that it's our responsibility to counter the fake propaganda. So let's begin. Did Saudi King Abdul-Aziz Al Saud hand over Palestine to Israel? Let us find out what's truth and what's not. A fabricated statement attributed to the late Saudi King Abdul-Aziz Al Saud states that King Abdul-Aziz sold Palestine and the Al-Aqsa Mosque to the Jews by his own handwriting and signature. This false news was first published in the Israeli newspaper Haaretz on July 28, 1991. Haaretz is a dubious left-wing Israeli newspaper headquartered in Tel Aviv, Israel. According to this news, King Abdul-Aziz said that I, Sultan Abdul-Aziz, concede and acknowledge 1,000 times to Sir Percy Cox, delegate of Great Britain, that I have no objection to giving Palestine to the poor Jews or even to non-Jews. Let the record be set straight. There is no historical instrument, historian, history book, or signed papers that document this claim. Nor did Britain ever claim to possess such classified signed documents. It's an outright lie. Rather, the fact is, Jewish migration to Palestine started in 1492 when Spanish King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Isabella I decided to expel Jews from Spain. Some 40,000 Jews migrated to Palestine under the Ottoman rule. It was the Ottoman Empire that settled the Jews in Palestine. In 1860, the first Jewish neighborhood of Mishkenot Shananim was built outside the walls of the old city of Jerusalem. Then, in 1870, the Ottoman Empire allowed a large Jewish population to settle in Palestine. From 1881 to 1903, first Aliyah took place, in which Jews from Europe migrated to Palestine, and this also happened under the Ottoman Empire. And this has been confirmed by Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan in his own tweet. If you can't believe it, you can check out. In his tweet, Erdogan says that since the Ottoman Empire has protected Jews who were deported from Spain, this is our forefathers who adopted Jews. And then in another tweet he said that Ottoman Empire protected Jews for hundreds of years. As for Saudi King Abdul-Aziz, the most interesting thing here is that in 1881 he was 6 years old and Sir Percy Cox of Great Britain was about 17-year-old. Now the question arises that how could a 6-year-old Abdul-Aziz Al Saud give a no objection certificate and approval to a 17-year-old Percy Cox for a Jewish migration that started years before they were even born. Then from 1904 to 1914 there was second Aliyah, in which about 40,000 Jews came to Palestine from Eastern Europe, and among those refugees was David Ben-Gurion. Then in 1914, at the outbreak of World War I, the Jewish population in Palestine numbered 85,000. In 1917, Hussein al-Husseini, the Ottoman, surrendered Jerusalem to the British military general Allenby. Now the question is, what did Saudi Arabia do for Palestine? Let's have a glance at Saudi Arabia's support and magnanimous efforts for Palestine that define kingdom's enduring stance for peace. In 1935, Saudi Arabia first tabled a resolution for Palestine in London Roundtable Conference under the supervision of King Abdul-Aziz Al Saud. Then in 1947, Saudi Arabia established its Consulate General in Jerusalem, Palestine. Moreover, in 1947, Saudi Arabia voted in United Nations against the partition of Palestine. In 1967 June, a donation campaign in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia collected over 16 million Saudi riyals. In 1978, during the Baghdad Arab Summit, the kingdom announced a total financial aid of $197 million for 10 years between 1979 and 1989. During 1987 Algeria Arab Summit, the kingdom allocated a monthly financial aid of $6 million to the Palestinians. That same year, during the first Intifada, the kingdom presented a sum of $1.4 million and $2 million to the International Red Cross Society to buy medicines for the Palestinians. In 2007, Saudi Arabia provided about $39 million to rehouse 3,500 Palestinian refugees in 752 housing units. In 2015, Saudi Arabia's monthly aid to the Palestinian Authority's budget raised from $14 million to $20 million. In 2016, Saudi Arabia donated $59 million to Palestinian refugees. Saudi Arabia contributed more than $500 million to UNRWA in last 3 years. Now let's talk about the statements of the Saudi rulers in favor of Palestine. In 1935, Crown Prince Saud bin Abdul-Aziz Al Saud made a touching pledge addressing the Palestinian people in a firm voice. He said, "By God, by Allah, we will never bid Palestine farewell as long as blood is throbbing in our veins." In 1937, Prince Faisal bin Abdul-Aziz Al Saud, standing in Palestine, said, "My father, King Abdul-Aziz, has sent me on this mission, and I'm happy for 2 reasons. The first reason is that I'm happy to visit Masjid Al-Aqsa and pray in it, and the second is that I'm happy to meet my Palestinian brothers, and I assure them that their efforts will not go futile." In 1984, King Fahd bin Abdul-Aziz Al Saud said, "The call of Al-Quds is still resounding in our ears. The oppressors are still continuing its inhuman acts and tyranny, bloodletting, killing of the innocents, and wreaking havoc." And King Fahd presented phase peace agreement and agreed to recognize Israel on the condition that East Jerusalem be handed over to the Arabs, to the Palestinians, and the Palestinians are given the due rights. In 2001, Crown Prince Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud launched the Arab Peace Initiative. And the current Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud and his Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan made it clear that if Israel agrees to the pre-1967 borders by handing over East Jerusalem and Al-Aqsa to the Arabs and the Palestinians are given their rights, then Saudi-Israeli relations can be normalized. I personally believe that if Israel agrees and meets these conditions of Saudi Arabia, then the relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel should be normalized, because this was the practice of the Islam's holy prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that was to always make peace agreements and protect human lives and properties and keep them away from the wars and the battles. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel, ATZ Media Official. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.